So imagine you just closed a new client for your agency and the proposal is also accepted. Everyone around your team is excited, but instead of like starting the project, you are asking your client over the emails for their logo, for their brand assets, or you're just like reminding them to pay like their invoices, or you're requesting their login credentials. So before you know it, by this time, a project that should have started today sometimes get delayed by days or even weeks. That's the problem I'm trying to solve. Hey everyone, I'm Santosh, and today I want to share what I have been building over the past few months. So, have spent a lot of time talking to agency owners, marketers, freelancers, and consultants lately. And one thing that kept coming up again and again is everyone is talking about getting more clients, getting more leads, or like the new lead generation or like client acquisition strategies of 2026 or whatever. But almost nobody is talking about what happens after a client says yes, and that's where like most of the agency operational level chaos begins. Again, like one such important aspect of every agency is like their onboarding process. The onboarding process currently across agencies is scattered through emails, WhatsApp, Slack, contracts, invoices, spreadsheets, etc., etc. And again, like every agency has its own system or its own way of dealing with the onboarding. But one thing I notice common in every agencies is like they deal with way more lot of tools. And again, like to get each and every asset from the client, they are actually going through a lot of like manual follow-ups again. So I kept asking myself, like, why is onboarding still this complicated, especially in agency space? Okay, now let's imagine a typical agency, right? So a proposal gets accepted by the client. Now someone has to like send the contract, wait for the signatures, send the invoice, or like wait for the payment from the client side. And then what do we have? Like you ask for the logos from the client, or you ask like brand guidelines of like the client side, and you have to like gather the social media logins or credentials, or if you have like any of the questionnaires or forms that you're sending, you have to collect like all the questionnaires that you require to start the project. Or you got to like organize the files, you got to create like project folders, and you have to like constantly update the team. So again, like it's not a difficult work, but it's a repetitive work, right? So this is where like every delay pushes the project further away. Now what's the worst part in this thing, right? The worst part is like your client has already paid you, but the first impression or experience with your company is just waiting. So that's why I started building OnboardHive. So the idea is like quite simple. Instead of using like five or six different tools after every sale made by your agency, everything happens inside like one simple workflow. Like you create a proposal, the client opens it, and then you know exactly when the client actually viewed the proposal, and then they sign it, or like they sign the agreement or whatever. And again, here's my favorite part about our product. So the signed proposal automatically becomes an onboarding portal. So now like there is no extra emails involved, and there is no need of creating like another workspaces, or you need not send like some random links to the client. um, Again, the client simply continues the journey inside the portal. Like they can upload files, you can complete onboarding forms, they can share their business information, or they can submit their brand assets, or if they have like pending invoices, they can pay that there. So everything your team needs before starting the project is pretty much like covered everywhere, right? So by the time the onboarding with the client is completed, your team pretty much already has everything required to begin the project with. So right now I'm building OnboardHive specifically for SMMA or like marketing agencies, creative agencies, web design agencies, development agencies, or like branding studios, or if you are a freelancer who's pretty much like doing all kind of these agency work, or if you are a coach or a consultant. So it's basically like any businesses that works with clients and has to collect information or like assets from the client before starting work, right? So if you have ever chased a client for files, or you have waited for days for getting your proposal accepted or getting your contract signed, you are exactly who I am building this product for. So I'm building this completely in public. That means you will see everything, like the wins that I'm going through, the mistakes that I'll be doing in the process, the design decisions that I'll be taking, the new features, or like the specifications that I'll be working on after like getting the feedback, the entire like launch process of my product. And I'll also cover like importantly like the failures. So what is going wrong, what should have been done. And I pretty much want to build something people genuinely love using, so that I can also get the feedback and iterate the product according to like what the users actually love using, right? And the best way to do that is by listening to real users again. So that is why like I have taken this challenge and I'm building this product in public. So if this sounds interesting, I would love for you to join the journey with me. Again, the waitlist link is, I mean, in my description. If you are an agency owner or a freelancer, I would love to hear how you are currently onboarding your clients. And if you're interested in getting like lifetime access before the public launch, kindly connect with me on LinkedIn or X. I've dropped my socials below. Let's have a conversation. I would love your feedback and we can discuss early access. So every feature that I'm building is shaped by conversations with people like you, right? So if you have ideas or suggestions or pain points, uh, kindly like leave a comment below. I will read every single one. And thanks for watching. And I'll see you in the next building in public episode.